Hello there, Mr. Choose here with Tray Arithmetic. Let's do some student challenge problems, adding fractions. Alright, so we went through all the steps that you need, whether you've got a proper fraction or a mixed number, to solve these. And there will be a link up here if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can click on this link. The link will be the original problems where I just talk about each individual step that you need. And then once you have subscribed, I will help you on all of your math problems. All right, so we had two challenge problems. It says find the common denominators and simplify. So if I take 3/5 plus 5/8, I have to make the denominators the same. So I can take this 3/5 and multiply it by a fraction that keeps the 3/5 the same. And take the 5/8 and multiply by a fraction that keeps the 5/8 the same. And the only way I can do that is multiply by what I call a special one. So the easy way, before I show you the shortcut in another video, to do that is to take the 5 and multiply it by the other denominator. So I'm going to take and multiply that by 8/8. To see how I take the denominator, put it over itself, and 8/8 is 1, and 3/5 times 1 is 3/5, which means I got that same number. And then I take this denominator of 8 and multiply it by 5/5. And 5/5 is 1, and so I've got 3/5 plus 5/8, because it's 3/5 times 1 plus 5/8 times 1, and anything multiplied by 1 will give you itself. Now, when you're multiplying fractions, you multiply the numerators, so it's 3 times 8. I used a raised dot for multiplication, over 5 times 8. And on the right, 5 times 5 over 8 times 5. 3 times 8 is 24. 5 times 8 is 40. Plus 5 times 5 is 25. 8 times 5 is 40. Whenever you have the same denominator, we can add the numerators and put it over that denominator. So it's 24 plus 25 over 40. And that equals 49 over 40. This is called an improper fraction. So anytime you have an improper fraction, we have to convert it. So this fraction bar in a fraction just means divide. So I can take the numerator, divide it by the denominator, and I ask how many times can 40 be divided out of 48? One time. Subtract the 40 out. 8 is my remainder. So my answer is 1 and the remainder is the numerator over the denominator. And that ends up being my simplified answer converted to a mixed number. All right, so if you can just learn to follow the rules, adding fractions is not hard. But every fraction operation has different rules. And Mr. Chu wants to show you how to do them and use them and always get the right answer. So in challenge 2, we have two mixed numbers, 6 2/3 plus 3 5/8. So to convert my mixed numbers into improper fractions, because they either have to be proper or improper fractions in order to use these rules, I take and multiply the denominator times the whole number plus the numerator. So 3 times 6 plus 2 over 3. And that's going to give me the same number as how we undid this down here. That's 8 times the whole number plus the numerator over 8. So this becomes 18 plus 2. I have to do the order of operations up in the numerator over 3 plus 24 plus 5 over 8. 18 plus 2 is 20 over 3 plus 29 over 8. Now that is no different than this. They're just both improper. So I take my 20 over 3 and I'm going to multiply it by a fraction so that it equals still 20 over 3. And then I'm going to take my 29 over 8 and multiply by a fraction so that it still equals 29 over 8. Well, I just use this denominator as my multiple here. And I put it 8 over 8. And then I use this denominator over here on the right, 3 over 3. So this is 20 times 8 over 3 times 8 plus 29 times 3 over 8 times 3. So that's 20 times 8, which is 160, over 3 times 8, which is 24. 29 times 3 is 60 plus 27, which is 87. I use the distributive property in middle math to do that. Over 8 times 3, which is 24. So anytime that I have the same denominator, I can add the numerators. So it's going to be 160 plus 87 over 24, which equals 247 over 24. Okay, so now this is called an improper fraction, and I have to use my division property to figure out what the mixed number is. So I'm going to take my 247 and divide into it 24. 24 will not divide into 2, but it will divide into 24 one time. Now I subtract. I get a 0 here and bring down the 7. 24 goes into 7 0 times with a remainder of 7. So that equals 10 and 7 24s. And that is my simplified answer written as a mixed number. Okay, so remember, fractions are simple if I can just remember the rules. That's why, write the rules down. Always have them so that you can refer back to them. And then remember that if you're having trouble in math and you don't understand a video, comment on it. I will answer your comments. There will be a link up here back to the original problems where I did the lesson. There will be another link down here at the end of the video for other tray arithmetic videos. I'm Mr. Chu. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can help you more. I'm Mr. Chu. I want to help you to understand the math. See you next time in another video.